Rachel Zegler wasn't just replaced in the upcoming Evita revival, she was allegedly escorted out of rehearsal under security watch. And now, leaked internal notes from the show's director don't just hint at problems. They flat out call her a nightmare to work with. We're not talking rumors. These were private memos, real, dated documents shared among the production team and never meant for public eyes. But someone leaked them. But what exactly happened behind the scenes? And how did a comeback turn into a career disaster? Let's get into the details. At first, just a single screenshot dropped anonymously in a private Discord. Just one page, labeled Week 3 Rehearsal, Director's Summary, and a list of bullet points that read like a warning sign written in bold. Zegler remains combative in all creative discussions, refuses to take direction, demands mid-rehearsal revisions without approval, openly critical of co-stars during blocking. Her presence on stage is magnetic, her presence backstage is toxic. And the line that made it worse, "We're building a musical, not a kingdom, but Rachel thinks she's royalty." Within hours, it spread. From niche theater blogs to Reddit threads to viral TikToks. The formatting matched known internal documents used in West End productions. The language was too specific to be a fake. And suddenly, what had been dismissed as diva rumors became evidence. Then came the second leak, a blurry screenshot of WhatsApp messages, allegedly between two producers. This isn't sustainable. If she doesn't adjust, we move forward without her. Director already prepping the understudy? She's done. Just like that, Rachel Zegler's name was no longer attached to a comeback. It was being linked to the kind of backstage chaos most stars never recover from. But this was only the beginning. The real damage hadn't even started yet. When Rachel Zegler was cast as Eva Perón in the Evita West End revival, it was supposed to be a reset. After the backlash from her Snow White press tour and controversy surrounding her West Side Story interviews, this was her chance to prove herself. But the comeback never even made it past rehearsals. Reports started trickling out. Rachel was allegedly showing up late, arguing with the choreographer, pushing back against the vocal coach. But then came the whispers of real conflict. A cast member reportedly walked out mid-rehearsal. Crew members started requesting reassignments. One insider claimed Rachel refused to perform a key dance sequence, calling it uninspired and saying she'd improv it live. Another said she mocked the costume department during fittings, sending back a dozen revisions in a single week because she didn't feel powerful enough. And then, the meltdown. During a closed-door rehearsal, Rachel allegedly stopped mid-performance and launched into a screaming match with the director. Not a disagreement, a full-on blow-up. Witnesses say security had to be called. Within minutes, she was off the stage. Not just replaced, escorted out. If the leaked director notes cracked the story open, what came next blew it wide apart. Within hours of the memo surfacing, more alleged insiders started stepping forward. Not with official statements, but with anonymous posts, private messages, and buried comments in locked forums. A supposed assistant choreographer claimed Rachel challenged every sequence, refused to hit stage marks, and once called the blocking boring. Said she'd rather improvise in front of a live audience than follow direction. Another crew member alleged she halted an entire rehearsal mid-song, not for a technical issue, but to argue about a costume. Her line? "I look like a school teacher, not a revolution." The wardrobe team reportedly suffered delays because of Rachel's demands. Fabric rejections, multiple refittings, last-minute changes. One post claimed a single outfit had to be redesigned a dozen times. And while Rachel fought for powerful visuals, the ensemble's fittings were put on hold. But it didn't stop there. A cast member alleged that Rachel had begun giving notes, not to herself, but to other actors, telling co-stars how to deliver lines, mid-rehearsal, in front of the actual director. Some ensemble members reportedly asked to be reassigned to background positions just to avoid direct stage time with her. And that security incident, according to one anonymous comment, it wasn't some small disagreement. It was a breakdown. Screaming, tears, cast members walking off stage. Security wasn't protocol, it was damage control. One brutal quote stood out across multiple threads. She acted like she was directing Evita, not starring in it. And shortly after that, a grainy video hit the internet. A different actress, her face mostly hidden, singing "Don't Cry for Me Argentina" alone under the lights. That's when it clicked. Rachel hadn't walked away. She was pushed out. TikTok exploded with speculation. Reddit threads dissected every pixel of the video. Was this Rachel's understudy or a full replacement? Meanwhile, Rachel's own social media accounts went dark. Her Instagram bio, once proudly labeled Eva Peron West End debut, was suddenly wiped clean. Nothing but a black and white photo posted a day before the leak, captioned, "Sometimes you outgrow the rooms you were never meant to shrink into." For fans, it felt like a cryptic farewell. For critics, it was confirmation. And as the silence dragged on, public opinion began to fracture. Some fans defended her, calling the leaks a smear campaign against a woman who dared to speak her mind. Others turned instantly, reposting old interviews, quoting controversial sound bites, and labeling her everything from entitled to unprofessional. Even neutral bystanders began picking sides. What started as one leak had now triggered a full-blown identity collapse, not just of Rachel's role in Evita, but of her entire public image. Every past controversy was suddenly back on the table. Every old clip was being re-examined under a harsher light. And through it all, Rachel said nothing. And the longer she stayed silent, the louder the backlash became. The internet didn't hesitate. It took sides, and it didn't hold back. One side came in loud, protective, and ready to fight. These were the loyal fans, the "she's being silenced" crowd, who believed Rachel Zegler was the latest victim of an industry that punishes outspoken women. They flooded TikTok with dramatic edits, layered her quotes over slow-motion videos, and praised her for standing up to outdated systems. One viral TikTok declared, "You don't hate her. You hate that she doesn't need your approval." But the other side? Brutal. Reddit threads tore apart her past interviews, the Snow White press junket, the West Side Story rollout, even old award speeches. Every awkward soundbite was suddenly a red flag. Every confident comment labeled arrogant. One tweet summed up the backlash in a sentence. From Disney's disaster to theater's nightmare, Rachel Zegler is speedrunning the fastest fall from grace we've ever seen. And in today's digital world, where stars can clap back in minutes and control their narrative with a single Instagram story, that silence feels louder than any statement she could have made. Because if the leaks were fake, if the notes were exaggerated, wouldn't she be the first to call it out? Rachel Zegler has never been afraid to speak her mind. She's been outspoken, unfiltered, and unapologetic. And that's exactly why her disappearing act feels so calculated. Some believe she's been told to lay low, that legal teams are involved, that a cease and desist is already circulating behind the scenes to stop more leaks. Others think she's waiting, crafting the perfect comeback. Maybe a glossy magazine interview, maybe a tell-all video, maybe something designed to reset the narrative all at once. And behind the scenes, things may already be in motion. According to one entertainment lawyer speaking anonymously, Rachel's team may be prepping legal action. A cease and desist could already be in circulation, aimed at stopping the leaks and silencing the insiders. If true, it would explain the eerie silence, the wiped bios, the total shutdown. But here's the harsh truth. The damage might already be done. This isn't just about one role in one show. This is about reputation. And in elite theater circles, reputation doesn't whisper. It shadows you. Words like combative, unreliable, diva. Once they attach to your name, they don't just vanish. They follow you into every room, every audition, every deal. One creative director's frustration can become a casting agent's red flag. And one role gone wrong can close 5 doors you never even knew were open. She might be watching her career pivot into something no PR team can clean up. If you want to be the first to know what breaks next, the leaks, the comebacks, the twists no one sees coming, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're just getting started. And hey, thanks for watching all the way through. You could have clicked away at any point, but you stayed. That means a lot. And I'll see you in the next one.